Hi everyone, and welcome to this course on MySQL. By the end of this course, MySQL will have no secrets for you. But why should you spend some time learning about MySQL? In fact, MySQL is actually super important because it's used by a lot of companies, and it is a skill that employers often look out for. And that makes sense. MySQL is one of the most popular database management systems in terms of security and dependability. So, let's get started. We will begin with a small overview of what MySQL is. Then, we will see how we can create a database and a table, but also how to add, update, delete, and read data in a table. What is MySQL? Alright, so first things first, what is MySQL? MySQL is one of the most popular database management systems. We can use it both personally and locally. What this means is that we can run it on a local host, or we can download a software to add a full management functionality. MySQL allows us to create databases, which is basically a directory with data inside of it. When you add data in a database, it is usually stored in tables, and these tables are composed of rows and columns. MySQL is entirely free. There is no premium version or whatever. Another advantage is that MySQL can run on multiple platforms, like Linux, Windows, and Unix. MySQL is a highly scalable database. This means that it is adapted for either small or big projects, small or big companies. There are companies that use MySQL that you probably know, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. What is a database? Now the central element of MySQL. What is a database? Generally speaking, a database is an organized collection of data. The data inside it is typically organized to mirror aspects of reality in a way that supports processes that require information. For example, when we use an online platform like Facebook, email, Twitter, etc., we provide data to log in into an account. The place where our login details are stored is called a database. Database management systems are computer software applications that interact with the user, other applications, and the database itself to capture and analyze data. Some other database management systems would be PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL, and Server, Oracle, Sybase, and IBM DB2. How does a database system work? To understand how a database system works, we will use an example that will be shown on the screen. We have a user and a database system. The user doesn't have a direct access to the database system because they are moving through different structures and queries. To be able to actually get access to the database and interact with it, we need a DBMS, Database Management System. If the user needs any information, he will send a request to the DBMS. The request will then be transferred from the DBMS to the user, and the user will receive the data. But for now, we will only use MySQL, because our course is related to MySQL. So, let's get into it. Types of databases. First golden rule. There are two types of databases: relational databases, RDBMS, and non-relational databases. Both types help us get well-structured and settled data. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. In SQL, we can add or modify data through queries. In relational databases, or RDBMS, everything relates to something else, as you can see on the screen. Here, we have the data of students and courses. They are linked with each other, which is why student ID and course ID are displayed in the middle of the screen. We will talk more about RDBMS in an upcoming lecture, because MySQL is also a relational database, in which we can easily read, understand, and retrieve data. 5 major advantages of MySQL database system. MySQL is a cross software that can be used in Windows, Linux, or other operating systems. Another very useful aspect of it is that it can be used with multiple coding languages like PHP, Node.js, Python, or C#. It is an open source, which means you don't have to pay for any of it. And it supports RDBMS, or, in other words, it means that it is a relational database management system. Finally, I think that the MySQL server is a fast and reliable one, and it's easily accessible to beginners. So don't worry if you don't have any experience. MySQL is quite simple to use.